Today I am talking about human papilloma virus. It produces sexual transmitted infection. It produces different type of warts. It produces cervical cancer. There are 100 different types of human papilloma virus has been identified yet, but 6 number, 11 number produces warts, 16 and 18 number produces cervical cancer. So kindly watch this video and update your knowledge. Let's start the video. What is human papilloma virus? It is actually DNA virus and belongs to Papillomaviridae family, and it produces common sexually transmitted infections globally. Until today, 100 different types of human papilloma virus has been identified. In this slide, 4 important points. Number 1, that it is a DNA virus. Second one, belongs to Papillomaviridae family, and it produces sexual transmitted infections, and 100 types till date human papilloma viruses has been identified. And today we'll discuss about 6, 11, it produces warts, and 16, 18, it produces cervical cancer. In the later slide, I'll discuss in detail about this. Now I will discuss about structure of human papilloma virus. Actually, it is a non-enveloped virus and it is a double-stranded DNA. This virus having double-stranded DNA and it having icosahedral capsid. And this capsid help the virus for enabling their survival and transmission. We will discuss about the measurement. There are 55 nanometer in size and having L1 and L2, that is capsid protein, L1 and L2. And it play a vital role in viral entry and immune response. In this slide, 5 important points. Number 1, non-envelope means this virus doesn't have envelope. Second one, double-stranded DNA. Third, icosahedral capsid. Fourth, that is 55 nanometer in size. And fifth, that is very important, that is having L1 and L2 protein, which helps in viral entry and immune response. Now I am talking about types of human papilloma virus. As I told in previous slides, 100 different types has been identified till date. Today I'll discuss about HPV 6 and 11. Actually, it produces warts. In the first slide, I discussed about warts. It produces genital and common warts and rarely associated with the serious disease progression. So HPV 6 and 11, it produces genital wart and common warts. But when we discuss about 16, 18, 31 and 33, it is strongly linked with the various cancers. And when we'll discuss about 16 and 18, it produces cervical cancer. So HPV are basically classified into cutaneous and mucosal, which affect the skin, which is called cutaneous, and which affect the mucosal membrane, that is called mucosal. Now I am talking about what is the transmission process of this human papilloma virus. Actually, there is a 3 method, that is sexually transmitted, skin to skin contact, and mother to child. The primary mode of transmission through vaginal, anal and oral sex, very important. It is the most common, it produces, as I told, it produces most common sexually transmitted infection. Second one, HPV can also spread through direct skin to skin contact in the genital area even without penetrative intercourse. Very important, means skin to skin contact. And number third, which is very rare, that is transmission can occur from mother to her child during delivery. Now I am talking about disease caused by human papillomaviruses. Actually, it produces, as I told in the previous slide, that is, it produces genital warts, benign growth on the genital like anus or the surrounding skin, often caused by 6 and 11, which is very important, as I discussed in the first slide, in the second slide, that human papillomavirus number 6 and 11, it produces warts. And when we'll discuss about like 16 and 18, it produces cervical cancer. Very important. 70% of the cervical cancer is produced by 16 and 18. Other cancers like vaginal, vulvar, and oropharyngeal throat cancer. And skin common warts found in hands, feet, and other body parts like this. It is the warts. So different types of warts are produced by the number 6 and 11 human papillomavirus. Now I am talking about human papillomavirus and cervical cancer. As I told, the 16 number and the 18 number produces cervical cancer. Cervical cancer stands fourth most common cancer among women globally. Why actually I decided to discuss about this human papillomavirus? This is the actually reason. It is primarily caused by persistent infection of high risk HPV types, and the progression typically involves the HPV infections leading precancerous lesion in the cervix, which can develop into the invasive cervical cancer. Very important. Initially, infections occur, and after that, it continues and it produces precancerous lesion and then develop into the invasive cervical cancer if left untreated. Very important. If left untreated, HPV 16 and 18 are the major culprit which produces this type of cervical cancer. It is very important to discuss about diagnosis and screening. Number one, that is Pap smear. Actually, it is a routine test. Very simple routine test. It detects the abnormal cervical cells. So whenever in your family or relatives having such kind of conditions, if any difficulties which is related to HPV, immediately consult the doctor. Doctor prescribed Pap smear test. It is a routine test which detects the abnormal cervical cells. Second one, HPV DNA test. It is a test which is related to molecular biology and identify the presence of high risk HPV types and can lead to the cervical cancer. Number third, colposcopy, a closer examination of cervix, vagina and vulva if screening tests show abnormalities. If somebody having such kind of like Pap smear showing some difficulties, then doctor suggests colposcopy, and it is a closer examination of cervix, vagina and vulva. Biopsy, a small tissue sample is taken for the laboratory and analyzes the abnormal areas and identifies during the colposcopy. Prevention, there is a several method. Number one, I will discuss about vaccination. The HPV vaccine like Gardasil, Cervarix and Gardasil 9 is highly effective. It is ideally given to 9 to 14 years of age, between 9 to 14 years of age, and actually prior to the sexual activity. And catch-up vaccination is recommended up to 26 years and can be also considered to do 45 years. But it is very important, that is 9 to 14 years of the age prior to sexual activity. Safe sexual practice using condoms, very important, and can reduce the risk of human papillomavirus transmission. And regular screening whenever if you're having consistent cervical screening through the Pap smear and HPV test can detect the precancerous changes early, allowing for the timely intervention. Now conclusion part, that is human papillomavirus is a prevalent yet preventable infection that can lead both warts and serious cancer through vaccination, through screening and awareness. In very simple, we can say the human papilloma virus is the double-stranded virus. Actually, they doesn't have envelope. They having L1 and L2 capsid protein, which makes them enabling it for producing infection. 100 types of human papilloma virus has been identified yet, but 6 and 11 produces warts and 16 and 18 produces cervical cancer. It is very important to know about their diagnostic process like pap smear, like colposcopy. It is very important to know the diagnosis process like pap smear, like biopsy. And when we'll discuss about prevention, through screening, through awareness, through vaccination, through safe sex, we can prevent this human papilloma virus infection. I hope in the very simple way I explain this human papilloma viruses. If you understand it, kindly like the video, subscribe the channel and share with your friends.